Assalamualaikum and good evening. Sarawak and Sabah should receive at least 70% of the carbon tax collection ahead of the mechanism implementation at the federal level, in line with the role of both regions of the nation's main carbon depositors. Sarawak Premier Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Abdul Rahman Zohari Tun Datuk Abang Openg said the expanse of tropical rainforests and mangrove swamps in Sabah and Sarawak are strategic assets for the nation in absorbing carbon and supporting the global agenda to deal with the climate change.
I discussed this with the federal government, the minister from Sabah. I said, before you implement your carbon tax, you have to consider the component of the tax that should be given to Sabah and Sarawak, because we are the storage area of carbon. Kalau dia ada tax X dollars, meaning 70% of that tax must come back to Sabah and Sarawak. Because we are the custodian of carbon.
He said this while speaking at the 17th Gawai Keamatan Joint Gala Dinner organised by the Dayak Chamber of Commerce and Industry (DCCI) and the Kadazan Dusun Chamber of Commerce and Industry (KCCI) at Unifor Complex on Sunday. According to him, the distribution of the revenue is important to ensure that states that preserve the nation's carbon resources receive the appropriate benefits to strengthen environmental conservation efforts, develop green technology and implement the Sustainable Development Agenda. Datuk Patinggi Abang Zohari said Sarawak had taken an early measure by enacting carbon-related laws in preparations for developing a carbon economy in an organised manner, thus putting the state at the forefront of green economic development. He said that the approach not only strengthens Sarawak's position in the global carbon market, but also enables the state to manage carbon resources more systematically in line with the principles of sustainability. Meanwhile, in another development, Datuk Patinggi Abang Zohari has proposed the formations of a Borneo economic platform that brings together Sabah, Sarawak, Kalimantan and Brunei as a measure to strengthen the region's competitiveness in the green economy, carbon trade and strategic investments at the global level. He said that cross-border cooperation must be strengthened through closer networking between the business community and commerce chambers in Borneo to enable the region to capitalize on new economic potential driven by climate change and the transition to a low-carbon economy.
Why not we work together and collaborate? At least within Borneo, Sabah, Sarawak, Kalimantan, as well as Brunei. In other words, if you have the Indonesian Chamber of Commerce, particularly Kalimantan Chamber of Commerce, collaborate with KCCI, collaborate with the CCI, you are the global player in this climate issue.
According to the Sarawak Premier, the Borneo Island region has a strategic advantage due to 60% of land mass being under tropical rainforest cover, while it's one of the world's largest carbon stores, thus placing the region in a critical position in the global climate change agenda. He said that this advantage needs to be translated into more structured economic cooperation to enable Borneo to emerge as a leader in a green economic development, carbon trading, renewable energy and green technology-based industries. He said that combining the strength of Sabah, Sarawak, Kalimantan and Brunei also has the potential to expand trade, investment and technology transfer opportunities, in addition to strengthening Borneo's position in negotiations related to sustainable development at the international level. At the same event, the Sarawak Premier said the complete takeover of the Bakun hydroelectric dam reinforced Sarawak's autonomy in managing the state's strategic assets, reflecting the continued progress in the implementations of Sarawak's rights under the Malaysia Agreement's 1963 MA63. He said that full ownership of the nation's largest hydroelectric dam gives Sarawak the authority to determine its own energy management, distribution and tariff policies in line with the state's development needs.
We are very fortunate that we have taken over Bakun from the federal government and now owned by Sarawak. We have to expand this energy beyond hydro towards carbon, towards what we call biomass, towards solar, and towards gas turbine through methane. And if we can develop that, then you become another power generator.
According to him, control over the Bakun Dam allows Sarawak to plan the developments of the energy sector more strategically, including strengthening the supply of green energy, attracting energy-intensive investments, and increasing the state's economic competitiveness. The Sarawak Premier said that the success of reclaiming the strategic assets also proved that ongoing negotiations between the Sarawak government and the federal government were able to produce a solution that recognized the state's interests and rights. He stressed that efforts to strengthen Sarawak's autonomy must move in tandem with the full implementation of the rights provided under MA 63. The close cooperation between Sabah and Sarawak must be strengthened not only at the government level, but through business community networks such as DCCI and KCCI to safeguard common interest in economic development, energy, carbon trading, and strategic resource management. Dato' Petinggi Abang Zohari said the approach will strengthen the positions of both regions as strategic partners in the Federation of Malaysia, while also ensuring fair benefits from natural resources and economic development. The Sarawak government remains committed to strengthening the Scouts and Sea Scout movements throughout the state through the provisions of funding and facilities. Minister for Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts, who is also Minister for Youth, Sports and Entrepreneurial Development, Dato' Sri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah, said the initiative would enable more youth development programs to be implemented in a structured and impactful manner. He said this when delivering his speech at the closing ceremony of the Sarawak Sea Scouts Marine Education Camp and the launch of the Miri Sea Cup Scouts unit in Miri on Sunday. Dato' Sri Abdul Karim added that the Scout movement, which was established in 1907, continues to remain relevant as an important platform for nurturing the character, discipline and identity of the younger generation. According to him, the primary objective of the Scout movement is to develop young people and serve the community, guided by the spirits of Be Prepared, which remains the foundations of the movement worldwide. The camp, organised by the Persekutuan Pengakap Malaysia Sarawak branch from 25 to 28 June, brought together participants from the Persekutuan Pengakap Malaysia, Brunei Darussalam and West Kalimantan, Indonesia, represented by the Pramuka contingent. Dato' Sri Abdul Karim described the gathering as an important platform for fostering closer ties among youth in the region, while strengthening the values of friendship, unity and leadership among participants. During the ceremony, Dato' Sri Abdul Karim also launched the Miri Sea Cup Scouts unit as part of efforts to further strengthen the development of the Sea Scout movement in Sarawak. The management of public facilities in Sarawak will continue to be strengthened through a strategic approach that leverages private sector expertise to ensure public assets are managed more efficiently, sustainably and in a way that delivers long-term values to the people. Sarawak Secretary Dato' Amar Muhammad Abu Bakar Marzuki said facilities management is no longer focused solely on the constructions of new infrastructure, but must also ensure that public assets are properly managed and maintained throughout their life cycle.
Therefore, we need a more strategic approach where the government focuses on governance, regulation, policy direction, and performance oversight, while leveraging the strength of the private sector in service delivery.
He said this when officiating at the opening of the 5th Asia Facility Management Conference in Kuching on Monday. Dato' Amar Muhammad Abu Bakar added that the Public-Private Partnership (PPP) approach is increasingly being adopted worldwide, with governments serving as effective assets owners and regulators, while the private sector delivers specialized service based on clearly defined standards and accountability. He said the approach enables governments to become more agile and efficient while ensuring that the delivery of public services continues to meet the needs of the people. Meanwhile, he said the transformation would create a more efficient public service by allowing civil servants to focus on strategic planning, policy implementation and performance monitoring. The Sarawak Kusayang SKS 2026 program for the Kapit division continues to serve as a platform for strengthening ties between the government and the people through a wide range of activities centered on service delivery, sports, culture and community engagement, attracting thousands of visitors throughout its 3 days program. Deputy Minister in the Sarawak Premier's Department Law and Native Customs, who is also Bukit Goram Assemblyman, Datuk Jefferson Jamit Unyat, said the program is not merely a platform for communicating government policies, but also serves as a strategic medium to bridge the communication gap between the state leadership and the people through a grassroots engagement approach. According to him, the program enables the government to convey information directly to the people while obtaining feedback on the needs and aspirations of the community, ensuring that every policy, initiative, and development project truly meets the expectations of the people. Speaking at the closing ceremony of the program in Kapit on Sunday, he said the SKS program also reflects a strong spirit of togetherness while reinforcing unity and fostering a sense of belonging that forms the foundation of Sarawak's stability and strength. Datuk Jefferson also expressed his appreciation to the Premier of Sarawak for officiating at the opening ceremony of the program, which clearly demonstrates the state government's commitment to ensuring balanced development is enjoyed by all segments of society, including those in rural and remote areas. Throughout the three-day program, a variety of activities were held, including the Sarawak Cultural Night, the Sarawak Kusayang People's Concert, exhibitions and service counters by government agencies, the SKS Fun Run and Fun Walk, as well as the various other activities offering attractive prizes. The prize presentation ceremony was officiated by Deputy Sarawak Secretary Administration Datuk Felicia Tan Ia Huang, together with members of the state and district leadership. And that's the English edition. With me, Saiful Bahri Muhammad. More news can be found on official portal ukas.sarawak.gov.my and social media platforms, including Facebook and YouTube. We conclude this edition of the UKAS Bulletin with highlights from the 17th Gawai Keamatan Joint Gala Dinner organised by the Dayak Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the Kadazan Dusun Chamber of Commerce and Industry at the Unifor Complex in Kuching on Sunday. #Saluran Informasi Rakyat. Have a good night.